Hi guys, it's Marilyn, and tonight I want to show you how I designed these teardrop earrings, and they're in two pieces each. The top piece I have shown here in white, and I'm going to cut that out of white cork, and the bottom pieces I'm going to cut out of denim fabric. And so if you haven't seen my video on how to prepare fabric to be cut into earrings, you might want to watch this one. In essence, all you have to do to prepare your fabric to be cut in your Cricut Maker is mix 1 part just good old-fashioned school glue like Elmer's glue, but I buy mine at the Dollar Tree, with 1 part water, mix it up real well, paint it on the back of your fabric, let it dry a few hours. If it's tacky, slightly damp, that's okay. Put a second coat on, but let that coat dry overnight so that they get really dry and stiff. They won't get really stiff until they are thoroughly dry. So let me show you how I made these. I'll go ahead and move them out of the way. Okay, the first thing that I did is I uploaded a shape, and it's this teardrop shaped earring right here. I want to go ahead and make that 2.5 inches tall. You could make it whatever size you want, but I like 2.5 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn it white. So there's your basic shape. Now the next thing that I did was I clicked on shapes, I took a square, I went ahead and unlocked the proportions. That way I could make it into a long skinny line, rectangle. And it doesn't matter so much, but I had mine at 0.042, something like that. I'll go ahead and lock that back. Then the next thing I did was I had it over my teardrop. I selected the skinny line, and then you can either angle it like this to whatever angle you like, or you can go to more. And that's about where I had mine. I either had mine at 18 or 20, I can't remember. Okay, that looks to be the exact same angle you can see on this right earring. So put it right like that. You can move it up or down wherever you want it. What I did is I just selected both shapes and I said align vertically. From there, I think I decided to move it up just a little bit. Just the line. Something like that. Then I selected both shapes and I clicked on slice. Then I just deleted the line, and then you'll still have this one to get rid of. And then here's your third piece. Go ahead and click on that and get rid of that. Now you know you have all of them gone because in this gap you can see the lines from the grid behind it. Now what I did is I duplicated it, and then I changed the color of my second one to a blue. Now what you'll do is whatever color you want the bottom. So if I want the bottom blue, I'm going to click on the blue, click on contour. Contour allows you to get rid of parts of shapes. And even though there's a slit in between these two shapes, they still are just one shape. I can't drag the top away. So click on contour and then tell it you want to hide the top, the little cone part. Then go ahead and X out of that. Click on this one, and on this side, on the white, I want to hide the bottom part. So now you see you have the entire earring. Now I thought if I tried to center those, select both of them, click align, and center horizontally, that it'd be right where it needed to be, but let me show you what happens. It doesn't. So all I did was I moved it over to where I thought it should be, leaving a little space in between, because once you put your jump rings in, you'll still have a space. And I think that looks good. So the next thing that I did was I selected shapes, circle. Now I want the little jump ring holes to be 0.08. So I'm going to go ahead and change the size of this circle to 0.08. And there it is. I'm on the wrong thing. Let's get on the circle. Well, move that back. Okay. Now I want to have 3 more little circles. And I'm going to change them all different colors, and you'll see why in a minute. I can leave one gray. I'll turn one red. And I want them to be colors that are easily to distinguish between. And I'll just do a bright green. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put them where I think I would want them. Let me go ahead and make this bigger so we can see it better. Okay, so the trick is to have it close enough to the bottom that you don't have to use a huge jump ring, and on this green one to have it close enough to the top of the blue that you don't have to have a huge jump ring. And then we'll do the same up here. Move my gray one just so it's about on top of the yellow one. The gray one looks bigger because the outline of all of them are black, and the black is so close to the gray color that it looks bigger, but they're really all the same size. Okay, I think, let me move this up just a little bit. Okay, I think those look good. Now, the reason I made my circles 4 different colors is so that I would know which circle was which. So I want to select the gray and the yellow. I'm just going to go over here and click on the gray. That selected it. And then hold down the command button so that I can click on a second shape, the yellow circle. I want those to be directly on top of each other. So I'm going to align and center horizontally, and either the yellow one will move to the right or the gray one will move to the left. We'll see. And I think maybe they both moved a little bit. Now I want to select my red and my green, and I'll do the same thing. Align and center horizontally. If your circles weren't directly on top of each other, let's say you had your green one here so that it's more like this, then when you put your jump ring on, this bottom piece is going to sag down here, and this right side is going to be too far this way. So you want them directly straight up and down. Okay, so then the last thing that I need to do is to slice those holes out. And you know, I don't usually have the Cricut cut my holes, but I think it would be very, very difficult to have your holes cut in the right place if you did it by yourself. So this will be the very first time I've ever cut these earrings, and we'll see if the holes cut out very well or not. If they don't, but if I can tell where they are, then I'll use my hole punch and I'll go ahead and punch through the rest of the way. Now, to slice these holes out, you can only slice 2 shapes at one time. So I either need to select the white and one of the holes and slice, then select the white and the other hole and slice, or what I could do is I could select, I'm going to do it both ways. So on this top one, I'm going to do them one at a time. So I'm going to select my white earring. I hold my command button down, and now I will select the gray hole, and it lets me slice. Look and see, if I tried to select my red one also, the slice went away because you can only do two things at one time. So let me redo that. Select my white, select my gray, click slice. Now I can delete the gray slice result. And I can delete this one as well. You can see the grids behind it, so I'm done. Now my other hole, my red hole, it's just hiding behind this white thing. So let me click on the white, say arrange, send to back, and it shows back up. So I already have my white layer selected. I'll select the red to go with it, and I can slice again. Then I can just delete and delete. There we go. So that's one way. Just do your holes one at a time. The other way would be to select your yellow circle, hold my command button down, select the green circle. Now weld those together, because when you weld something together, it takes two shapes or two designs and makes them one. It welds them together. So I'll click weld. Now I can select my blue, and I can hold the command down and select my yellow right there, and see, now I can slice because I only have two shapes. I have my yellow shape and my blue shape. So I'll click slice. Now this time I'm just going to get the blue out of the way, delete, delete, and that's what our earring will look like. Now since I am having my Cricut slice these two holes anyway, I might as well put a hole up here and have it slice that out or cut that out. So I'll go ahead and do that. If I don't like it and the next time I don't want it to do it, I can just hide it in my image with the contour button. So remember, 0.08 is what I use. Now I'll select both shapes, slice. I'll just move my white out of the way, select the whole stack of what I want to get rid of, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and select both shapes, click on duplicate. Now I want my earrings to mirror each other. I don't want the earring on both my ears to be angled the same way. So I'll select flip, flip horizontal. And there's my second set. So for now, I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to select all this, and I'll hide that, and I'll hide this other earring because I just want it to cut one pair. I'll click Make It, Continue. The first layer is going to be a piece of cork fabric that I got at Springfield Leather Company. I did not have to treat the back of it. It is more of a pressed cork, so the setting that I use on cork where I haven't had to treat it is just this faux leather paper thin. Wants me to turn my faux leather material shiny side down, which I will. I'm going to use default pressure. That's cut through just fine. It wants me to have my fine point blade in, which it is, and then it's ready for me to load my material. Here's the white cork that we're going to be using today. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that over. The standard grit mat is fine for this material. Let me check my blade, make sure that's really clean. Okay, so we're ready to load our material. I'll click this button, and then when the C starts flashing, that means it's ready to cut. Okay, let's see what we get. So one of the little holes got stuck on the mat. You can flip them over. That way you can really see where the hole is. Try to poke it out. And that one looks like it worked just fine. And then we have the hole at the top. And that worked fine too. Okay, so there's the top part of our earrings. Here's my denim for the bottom part of the earrings. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some transparent contact paper sticky side up. And I'll put that up in the area where the cut will happen. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my denim down, front side facing up, which is not really what they tell you to do, but I found that works out better with fabric. Now the fabric that's been treated with my DIY mixture of glue and water does not stick to the mat as well as other things do. So I'm going to put some tape around it. I use this Scotch Super Hold tape. Okay, I've gone back to my computer view so that you can see on this blue layer, right now it's still set to the faux leather paper thin. So I need to change that. So I'm going to click right here on this down arrow. I'm going to use this heavy fabrics like denim. So I'll click that. It tells me to change and use my rotary blade. So I will go ahead and switch back now and show you that. Okay, this is the rotary blade. It's used to cut fabric, and so let me go ahead and put that into my blade holder. Go ahead and load my material. Okay, so let's see what we get. The biggest concern I have here is how well that rotary blade will cut the holes in my earrings, but let's see. Okay, let me show you what happened on the holes when I was using my rotary blade to cut the holes in the denim. And this is what I was afraid of, that it'd be too intricate of a cut for the rotary blade to handle. So it cut a little extra, and that made it too close to the top. So I'm going to recut this layer, and I'm hiding the holes. I'll just have to punch the holes myself. Okay, so the cut looks really good. Or if you watched my video where I was making the fabric earrings, you probably saw that I had to snip at the bottom on each cut. Since then, I calibrated my machine using my rotary blade, and apparently that did the trick. So that's how they'll look. I just need to go ahead and punch the holes in the blue. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch where I think I should, and we'll see how it turns out. I think I have it where it should be. Okay, so let me get some jump rings and my fish hook and see how they turned out. So I'll use 4 jump rings, and I'm going to go with basic silver. I think silver and white and blue are really pretty together. And 2 fish hooks. Okay, you can see I have the first one done, and I skipped over it because it was really awkward, and really it was not going to teach you anything, and I learned some things from it. So I'm going to show you this second one using what I learned from the first one. So I have 6mm little silver jump rings. The opening is at the top, so I'll take my jump ring tool and I'll just twist the jump ring tool toward me. Now, what I learned is just put your earrings on top of each other where the holes line up. That way you can put your jump ring through both layers at the same time. And that's a lot easier than the way I was fumbling around with it. And then just twist them back together. Make sure they look good. That's just off a little bit. There we go. So again, I have the opening at the top. I'll just twist. Line the holes up. Then put your jump ring through both holes. And then just get a better grip there. Just twist it back together. And there we go. Now on this fish hook, you need to find the opening, and it's right on this side. So I'm going to, let me look. Okay. I'm going to grab the side, hold on to the rest of it with my thumb, and twist open a little bit. The main thing is keeping this little ball thing out of the way. So I'll grab again with my needle nose pliers, hold the ball out of the way, hold tightly with my thumb, and then just twist that loop back into place. And there we have our 2 earrings. If you like my video, find anything in it helpful or inspiring, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section. And if you'd like to see what I'll be working on in the future, hit the subscribe button. If you tap the bell, then YouTube should notify you when I upload new content. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Marilyn. Bye-bye.